Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Duffy Women. Thank you so much. This is episode 2 of season 2. I don't know why we decided to do it that way, but that's just what we're doing because we need a break from each other. That's probably why. So we need to take a little break in between. So otherwise, we'll kill each other. So anyway, hi, girls. How are you? How are you?
Great. How are you? So amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so at the end of last show,
I know.
which was last week, I said that I was going to wax my mustache because I had not yet. I still have not yet. However, the bigger issue is beautiful Alexandra. You were supposed to give a wonderful shout out to this amazing man who is helping us with so many things, among them a website. And you screwed it up. So you got to correct that this week. Go ahead.
Okay. Jason Shepard of Dream Team Web Productions, not Dream Town. So that is his business's name. We corrected it in the tagging portion of the post last week. We did make it right, but I wanted to doubly make it right and start out the show by saying the correct name. And again, just showering him with so much praise and appreciation, because truly, if he hadn't done this, we would not. It gave me hope for us long term, and to see it all laid out on a webpage, and for me to have told him, and for him to have watched our shows and just innately know how to set up the website the way that he has done, is quite literally nothing short of amazing. So he's very good at what he does. He's a very hard worker.
And that's what he does.
Sweet soul. And we're just very lucky to have him. And I'm so sorry, Jason, that I effed up your business name. You know I love you, though. You know I love you.
We all love you, Jason.
So I want to give a shout out to Netflix. While quarantining, it was like Netflix. I just watched it all day long.
Wait, what is that? Oh, it's a joke.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wait, here's what I'm gonna tell you. I thought, okay, there is apparently this app I think it's in China. My friend and I were talking about it because he's a professional chef and he's in the food industry, and they have apps in China where they have apps in China where literally all you do is watch people eat. So I thought that's what you meant.
Oh my god.
I was like, synergy. Oh my gosh, I just talked about that.
That wasn't it.
You know what? I'm starting to wonder where I went wrong with both of you.
Having sex with our dad. Plain and simple. That had to have been fun for you.
Oh my god. Ew, she probably remembers too, and now she's thinking about it, and it's like this weird
Stop. Okay.
Anyway, we're going to go to our topic today. Our topic today is...
We're going to go to commercial break. We'll be right back.
Commercial break. Is there a commercial break? Somebody, seriously, can you bring us?
Netflix. Watch anytime, any day.
Somebody sponsor us just so we have a commercial to go to.
I'm going to tag Netflix in this show and see what happens.
Please. Seriously, though, we Duffy women get together and we talk about things that are relevant to just pretty much everybody. We try to stay away from, the really controversial stuff, just because that's not who we are. We just don't want to get involved with everything. Let's put it that way.
Bananas, avocados, all the controversial vegetables.
Because it's just more fun this way. Let's put it that way. Okay, it's just more fun. But it's more fun to talk about with your daughters weird things like what you just mentioned. I don't want to talk about that, but if we did, that would be something that we would discuss, because we talk about things that most mothers and daughters don't talk about, because they don't really even get along that well. So, but we
don't either, but that's okay.
We don't either, but we're all very well versed at acting. So that's why we're able to do it. But our topic tonight is just say no, because I have always had a really big problem saying no. I always felt too guilty. I always felt rude. I always felt bad. I just never, ever, ever developed that thick skin or that honesty or whatever it was until recently. Because now that I'm older, I'm starting to realize that I need to spend the time doing the things that I really choose to do. Not that I don't choose to do things elsewhere and with other people or at events or any of that kind of stuff. However, I don't have much time. So I have learned that I need to, in fact, Paul and I, just recently, there was something that we had agreed to go to, but I got home from work and I had a horrible headache and it was a very long day.
You never told me this.
This just happened.
I am so proud of you. I can already tell. Keep going.
Well, I have to give Paul the credit because he said, Shell, you don't want to go. I'm like, yeah, but we said we would. I can't, I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to bail. I just don't ever want to be that person. I mean, it wasn't something that we had to be at necessarily. It was something we wanted to do for fun. And I really genuinely did. However, when I got home, I was just feeling kind of miserable. So we just said, you know what, just not feeling up to it. And we're just not going to be there. So I have also learned too, and through the years I've gotten, I've been asked to do a number of different events and that kind of thing. And sometimes I just don't have the time to do it. But I previously would always try to make it happen, even if it meant doing 7,000 other things that day and fitting it in. Now I've learned it's okay to say no. I don't have to say yes to everything. I still feel a tinge of guilt. I do.
Just a tinge. Tinge.
I do.
That's the tinge.
But I'm getting better at it because I want to spend time, with my husband, with my dog, with my family, with my
husband and dog came before daughters. Just a note.
We were inside you at one point in your life, so
Murphy literally took. Okay, it's fine.
Step back.
I know, but Murphy's really cute, and he does not talk back, and he is so sweet.
Murphy is one of the weirdest, most strange living entities that I know, to be quite fair.
Next to me.
Next to you. So anyway, my question to you girls is, how do you feel about being able to say no? I think you girls, Sarah, I know you're very good at it. Alex, I think you've gotten better at it too. Do you feel that way?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think saying no for me is hard on every level. So it's attending events to being in bad toxic relationships. Like it's very, very hard for me because I'm a very loyal person. And I also, I believe if you commit to something, you should do it. And, but that's why I've to again, people in that are closer, like the people that you choose to have around, because those people, number one, you feel comfort and safe with, to tell them things like friends here, and they know that I am out at 9:30. If I stay past o'clock, it's a big deal. I have time for it. Nobody makes me feel guilty. But I've been able to set that foundation and expectation with them, and I'm certain me. And then when I do end up staying out past my bedtime, it's like a big party. So I think that's an important aspect of this too. Like, just like you said, Shells, like you have to be making the choices for yourself and things, because you're right. I don't have much time left. So I need to be more choosy about what I'm spending my time with. And I think, again, just kind of creating that space for the failure and being okay with it. And then also picking people that will understand, it's not a personal thing or your boundaries.
Well, I think too, as you get older, you start to appreciate time. You kind of weed those people out. You have just so many people in your life for so long, and whether it's, soccer parents or whether it's, cheerleader parents or, whatever it is, they become
experience.
Well, but that becomes your circle of friends.
Oh,
but,
I agree.
And then as time goes on, is it like, okay, well, how many of those people do you hang out with now? And so you learn who your, true friends are, who the people you really want in your life are. But again, it just, as with anything else, it takes time, it takes experience, it takes wisdom to figure it all out. Sarah, do you have friends?
Why do you always you pose the question to me every single week the same?
Do you really think I'm serious?
Like
you say the same thing to me. Like you do the same thing to me.
Sarah, I mean, I already know you're a lazy piece of shit, but do you want to answer the question anyway? I don't know.
I'm trying to include you.
Okay. Not in a very nice way. Maybe you should weed mom out, Sarah.
Welcome to my life. Hello.
Talk
about trauma. I talk to my therapist about. That's another topic, Shelley. Anyway, no, I don't feel bad saying no because at the end of the day,
she doesn't.
You're in bed.
I know. That's what I mean. You are very good at it.
Let me speak.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, I have no problem saying no because at the end of the day, you're in bed by yourself unless you're with a man or a woman, whatever you choose, or a hermaphrodite. You know what I mean? Like a horse. Like you could really do whatever you want.
Oh my
anyway,
God.
so at the end of the day, I don't condone animal abuse. All right, I took it one too far. I should have stopped at hermaphrodite. Okay. Anyway, that's a bad word. I don't think I can say it. You can't say that anymore.
I don't think we can. I think we have to start all over.
Why?
You can't say that word. You really can't say that word. I'm sorry. I love you, but we have to start over.
Seriously?
Yeah. We can't say that word.
Are you kidding?
No.
It's a correct term. It's not bad.
It has connotations to it of insensitivity. I really don't think we can use that. I'm sorry.
Why we need an editor. Seriously. This is why we need an editor.
No, I know. And I mean, we could edit it if you want. Let's finish it. And if I can cut it, I'll cut it.
Do you know how to?
I don't know. I guess I bet you I could figure it out.
Okay.
And if we have to refilm, we can reshoot next Monday. So let's just pick it up.
Okay.
But to ask the question. Either way, it's too late now.
The correct term for a person with.
I'm not going to use it. So I would. When we start the question again.
Just pick it back up. Okay. So
you can edit this and that you can get rid of it because I'd rather just start over if you get to the end and get to.
Oh no, I think we can figure out a way to. It's literally. I can have Katie do it down the street. I can literally have her. It's just two pieces she needs to sew together.
Yeah.
I think it's.
Sarah, here's what you do. You pick it up from where you said.
No, start over, ask me the question. Just start over and ask me the question. Start from because I don't remember what I said and I don't want to interject within myself. So I would rather just
a woman. Okay.
I would just ask me. I literally had just started talking. So just say how do you think? I won't talk about how you.
That's fine.
Okay. All right, Sarah, how do you feel about saying no? I've always thought that you're pretty good at it.
That was a very nice way to word that. Shocking. Anyway, I have no problem saying no because at the end of the day, it's you and only you who really, truly you have to think about. And yes, you have spouses and friends and all of that, but you die alone. No matter, your spouse might not die at the same time you. So okay, this sounds so bad. I need to really reel this in. Anyway, basically, you have yourself to make happy, and if something isn't going to make you happy, and it doesn't, it doesn't make you feel like shit, don't do it. And that's that. And I also say no to people who try to take advantage. I also say no to people who, because a lot of times I work with a few people who I notice don't say no to a lot of things, especially women in a man's business. A lot of these women don't say no and they get walked all over and they do things for people that take up time in their day, and these people can do themselves and they make the women do it. And it's when they ask me to do something that they can do themselves, I either say, do you know how to do it? Or I will teach you how to do it. But if you know how to do it and you're just asking me to do it for you, no. That's the kind of line you have to draw in the sand, especially for yourself, because like I said, it turns into when you say yes for other people, you're saying no to yourself. So you need to say yes for yourself and no to other people if it's going to make you happy. You need to make yourself happy at all times, because that's what it's all about. Like I said, I'm going to reel it back into the whole, you're your own person and you live for nobody else other than yourself. So whatever decisions you make during the day are for you. And if it's not pleasing you and if it's not serving you and making you happy, and of course, there's sacrifices that you make for people that you love and your friends and your family, and you do things that you don't necessarily want to do. But the big stuff, obviously, that applies to, but the little stuff like going to a party and you don't feel good, don't go to the fucking party. Like, it's not, at the end of the day, it's not important. And anytime I've had a party and someone says they're going to show up and they don't show up, unless it's like my mother, it is what it is. Like, I don't care. I mean, some people might get offended by someone not showing up to their party. Mom, there has been a few parties that you have not been to. I'm just kidding. She's come to every party. She's been to
all the parties you had when you were a kid.
The parties. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to serve yourself first, and then it kind of, so it should always be you up here, and then whoever your, you know, spouse or your kids or whatever comes right below, and then so on and so forth. So like I said, if it's not serving you and it doesn't make you happy, and you got to say no. And I have had no problem doing that, because, like, unless it involves sex or chocolate, then I say yes all the time.
I do respect that. I really do. I think, I don't know if I take it that far, but I really respect what you're saying. And I do. I think you're right. You have to be able to weed people out, and you have to be able to say no to, I don't want to go there because I just am not feeling well. And those are hard things. They're very hard things to do. So that's part of the problem. It's difficult. It's very difficult. So I respect that.
I think it's a really important thing that you touched on, Sarah, though, women in the workforce. I know that in the job I was at before the job I have now, that was definitely something I struggled with. I think a lot of times, and it's not that people wake up every day and think, gee, I want to put all this work on women or whatever it is, but ultimately we end up doing it because we're you know, it's a different thing. There are different skill sets, and we do tend to think more with our hearts and want to help and be there for people and want to do a good job for, you know, whoever we're working with. And sometimes that takes over, but at the end of the day, everybody needs to pull their weight, and it's a very real issue in the workforce for women. And I can't speak, I'm sure that there are men and other things that have been affected too, but for the most part, the reality
your
is
experience, and that's okay.
Yeah. But I think that's a really important thing to note. And I think, you know, if you can't speak up for yourself and you can't manage your time at your job, and you feel that you are doing too much, like, you need to reevaluate and talk to HR, or, you know, but that's very hard to do. It's very, very difficult.
It's very difficult. But I think that's,
but it shouldn't be.
I think that comes too with age, and now, you know, in your cases, maybe you guys are learning sooner rather than later. I mean, in my case, in my generation, it's been very difficult. You know, it's been very difficult to learn that. But I think
I'm trying to change it. That's why, because it needs to be changed. And I was talking to a girlfriend who I work with today about it, and we were basically describing the exact experiences that we've had. And she's a manager, like, she's a higher up than me, and she deals with it too. So it's kind of like, it's just a woman thing, and you know, we are seen in a very different light. So if you don't stick up for yourself, and if you don't say no, and if you don't do things for, you know, people who just are kind of like, well, I don't want to do it, so you should do it, because it's just and that's what I mean. We're trying to change it, and we were both talking about that today, about how if we didn't do what we did, it wouldn't change, because it would, you know. And hopefully it doesn't take that long to. I think we're in a good place, but I think there's also a lot that we don't know. You know, a lot that we have to work on. But I think it's better than it was when you were 28 or 30. Exactly. I think it's far better. And so I can only hope that by the time we're your age, it's completely normal, and both genders are, you know, seen equally. And here's hoping, because we are the superior gender. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. Anyway,
you're not.
So I have some tips though on, and I thought this was interesting, on how to say no. Like, if you don't know, no, here are some on how to do it. Say it. Don't beat around the bush or offer a weak excuse or hem-haw around. You don't want to do that. You just got to come right out and say it. And that's hard. That's very, very difficult. Be assertive, but courteous. You don't have to be a jerk about it. And that's the whole thing. I think, you know, we feel like if we say no, we're going to be rude, or we're going to say it in the wrong way, or it's going to be taken the wrong way, or they're going to take it personally. And again, very difficult very difficult to do. Understand people's tactics. And Sarah, I think that you touched a lot on that with what people do in the workplace, and understand what they're trying to do, and
manipulate
be
you.
able to
So you
and
keep doing
exactly
it.
be able to.
It's a tactic, and that's what it is. And you have to recognize that. And what I'm saying is, a lot of people don't recognize it. So I hope that by me saying it, maybe you can internally reflect, not you two, but the people watching, internally reflect and try to put yourself and see, am I being put through these kind of situations? And can I relate to this? And is there places where I can say no? Because you have to. If you don't do it, you're going to spend the rest of your life saying yes. And my mom is a perfect example. She's been how she's been for how many years, and she's always said yes. And it's a running joke in our family because she always says yes. And she needs to take care of herself. And that's what I meant earlier. You have to take care of yourself first, and your mental health and your health.
Yes, that's a better way to put it. Take care of yourself first.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, fuck everyone else. Don't worry about anyone else. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant you to take care of yourself.
Set boundaries. Another, and something that, okay, here's what I'm willing to do.
The worst.
Not willing to do. Yeah.
I'm getting better though.
Put the question back on the person asking.
Ooh, tell me more.
That's all it says. But I'm interested.
She's not going to go into detail. She's reading off a bulleted list.
I just thought that was very interesting, because maybe if the person asked you to do something, Sarah, maybe this would be something you could.
That's what I mean. That's what I said. I had a direct.
And actually, you did. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I said, is this something that you are capable of doing, or do you not know how? And then I posed it. If you do not know how, I will show you, so that from now on you can do it yourself. And this person ended up knowing how to do it, but was just trying to get me to do it. So if you question their,
okay, perfect. Yes.
The reasoning behind it, you'll probably find out that it's something they can do themselves.
Exactly. Be firm. I think that's a given. You just have to, and that's another thing that's difficult. All of this is so hard because, okay, you say no. Oh, really? Are you sure? Don't you want to do this?
That's a manipulation tactic on their part.
You know what I mean? Then it's like, okay, never mind. I'll do it. And that's another thing that's very, and you're right.
And that's in relationships too. I think that's very important.
I think it covers all of it.
I think that is so important too.
Mm-hmm. And finally, it does say be selfish, and I think that goes back to Sarah, you nailed this entire topic. I mean, for real. Like,
I'm just saying, it served me well. I mean, there are moments where of course I feel bad if I don't go to a party, or if I don't, and I do, it's not like I sit at home and say no to everything. I do go to things, and there are things I push myself to do because it's people I care about. There's always that, but you really have to take each situation for what it is. And you need to say, is this going to make me feel worse than I feel right now? Or is this going to be something that I'm going to potentially enjoy, be okay with? And I'm not forcing hurt on myself. I'm not forcing myself into a situation I don't want to be in. You have to weigh it. Each situation is always different. But like you said, when you had a headache, going to the party probably would have made it worse, and you would have been miserable when you got home. So the best decision was to not go and stay at home and try to have the headache go away. So each situation is different, but you have, like you said, you have to be selfish, because again, at the end of the day, you're only sleeping with yourself and your own thoughts.
You were great. This is awesome. You had so much knowledge, and
I would like to accept this award on behalf of my mother and my sister, the Duffy, as we call them.
I dropped my page. Here.
My God, get it together.
I'm very impressed with you right now. Right this moment.
Alex, that's going to last.
Is this recorded?
That's going to last until my watch doesn't work.
Me neither.
Until 8 to, what time is it?
I don't want to say times. Because it may last forever, Sarah.
I was saying, like, at 8 o'clock tonight, it's going to be expired.
Never ending. Probably not. But okay. So would you rather, we're going to do that little feature. Would you rather date someone with a crazy ex, or date someone with crazy parents?
Oh God. Ex.
Me too. Same.
Really? Yes, because
why would you be stuck? Like, the parents would always get functions. Like, the ex you wouldn't run into as much.
No,
where you hands down and say no.
What?
Well, I mean, it's the question. You told us we had to pick one, so we're picking one. What about you, Shelley?
Oh, would you rather? The pick one. You can't opt out of the question.
That was rude, Shelley.
I'm so over both of you. Like it's episode 2. Episode 2.
My eyes can't roll back far enough in my head.
And I'm done.
Oh my God.
What would you
find us if you have not already found us?
You didn't answer the question.
What question?
What would you rather?
Yeah, what would you rather?
You don't get to get out of this.
What would you?
Yeah.
We answered.
I already answered.
That's great. Wonderful. Hey, find us at Duffy Women.
It's because she has the same answer as us, and now she doesn't want to admit it because she knows we made sense.
We know. It's okay, Alex. We can move on. Because
I don't know. I don't like either one.
Well, that's too bad.
I don't want any.
Not the game.
Not the game, Mom. She's agreeing with us, and let's just agree 2 against 1. We can move on because we know that she has the same answer as us, and that we're correct.
Probably
want to admit it.
But again,
Probably what?
Probably the ex. But again, it depends on how much you have to deal. Sometimes you have to deal with the ex a lot.
No, unless you have children together. I mean,
Well,
that's
the same. So in that case, I bet there are a lot of people out there.
You don't have to be around them.
I don't want to deal with the crazy ex.
You're not obligated to be around them. Like Alex said, though, in-laws, you're going to be around for the rest of your life. The ex, you can avoid. And the ex, like, you can stay in the car while he drops off the kid. Like, you can avoid. But, like, the in-laws, no. Like, you have to wipe their butts when they're in your, like, it's like, no.
Hey, find us on Instagram, Facebook, wherever you would like. We would love for you to follow us on Facebook. We would love for you to watch the show. Sarah would love for you not to talk about those things, but hey, we can't. So
is that the
but
worst
thank
thing
you
to
so
talk
much
about?
for watching. We absolutely have a blast. You two are insane, and I love it.
Okay.
So, thanks.
Let's just
talk
point
to you
out
again.
one more time that Mom agreed with us. That's all I'm gonna say, and I'll see y'all later. Say bye, everybody. Do we have
thanks for watching.
shout-outs? Who do we have shout outs for? Anyone?
Nobody.
Bye.